Alright guys, got the Crossfire DG16 loaded up. I'm gonna go for a little walk here. I've already done a couple of good ruck walks with this thing. I was wanting to get more out in the woods with it, but events just have not allowed me to do that as quick as I'd like. So I've just been having to get some urban walks in, which means instead of being into soft sand and everything, I'm on asphalt and concrete. But either way, we're getting a good idea of how it rides. This will be the first one I've kind of brought y'all along a little bit on. So we're gonna put some stuff in the old earbuds to listen to and put a few miles under the belt with this one. I got between 45 and 50 pounds loaded in it. Again, I just threw stuff in there. I didn't even try to pack it and distribute the weight right or anything. I shoved an old spare plate carrier in there with a couple of old steel plates in it. Just crap to throw weight in it, however I could put it. So I want to get a really good idea of how the suspension and everything will ride, because if it rides with just stuff chunked in there, then I know it'll work if you pack the pack properly and distribute the weight like you're supposed to. So we'll see how it goes. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna get to walking and be back in a little bit. All right guys, a little update. It's still blazing hot. Even though we've got a bunch of cloud cover, the humidity is through the roof. So I'm literally drinking my air, and the heat index is well over 100 at the moment. So like I said, about 2 miles in, I'm maintaining about a 16-minute mile pace. We're gonna push it to 3 miles if the weather holds out. There's some thunderstorms not far away. And if they start coming in, then I don't particularly like being out here in lightning if I can help it, so stay tuned. What's going on, guys? All right, so as you can tell from the couple of video clips that you just saw, follow-up video on the Crossfire DG16 ruck. Now, the intro clips were that was from one of my most recent trips out with this. I've done a couple of those walks. Don't get all critiquey about the time and everything. I wasn't trying to do it to impress anybody. I was just trying to maintain something consistent for myself. Got my own reasons, yada yada. I wanted, as I mentioned, to get this out back in the woods again and get 3 or 4 miles in off-road with it. Schedules and events and life being what it is has not allowed me to do that. So I forgot to get some before we started this. So I've just had to do it on the road. So 90% of my time with this has been on asphalt and concrete. Got a little bit of time in with it in the woods, but not near as much as what I wanted to. So we're gonna go ahead and recap it, and this is the Crossfire DG16 ruck. It's a monster. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I added 2 of their 4-liter pouches and 1 of their 7-liter pouches onto it for some additional capacity. You don't have to do that unless you specifically want to. As it is, and I'm having a hard time even keeping this thing in the camera, this thing is a beast, right? So most of the trips out with it, as I mentioned in the intro clips, I had anywhere from 45 to 50 pounds in it. Now, it will easily handle far more weight than that. In fact, I'm going to say you could probably load this up with more weight than what you should. And by that, what I mean is the pack will hold the weight. It's your body that'll end up having a problem with the weight. So just keep that in mind, take it from what it's worth. The pack continues to be absolutely phenomenally made. again, I sound like a broken record when I'm talking about these packs from Crossfire, but if I was going to make one, and I sew for a living, these are 99% what I would personally make. I mean, I couldn't think of a better design that I would want to do for packs and rucks for the armed citizen. These are it. And for the money, I think you're just getting a absolutely killer deal for what they charge. So comparing this to the DG3, again, the 16 is a much larger ruck. A lot more capacity. It's even got a larger, different frame on it, etc., etc. For me, honestly, the DG3 does probably 90% of what I need a ruck to do. I mean, it honestly does. The 16, there are some situations I would want this 16, which why I got it. But those are far more specific situations. For overall general use, for me, armed prepared citizen, my situation, the DG3 covers it. I mean, big time. But your situation may require something bigger. Now, on the size side of it, they do make their big Mark 7, and I've affectionately said before, that Mark 7 is like a freaking apartment complex on your back. My good friend Brent0331 has got a video up on that Mark 7. Go watch his video and check it out if you want to see it. The thing is just a behemoth. Like, it's huge. I don't know how else to say it. I can't think of a situation for me personally that I couldn't use this DG16 for, that it wouldn't cover it. Your application may warrant something different, so do you, right? Some little anecdotal things about the pack. So like the trips that I've had it out recently, our humidity levels have been, it's always humid here. It's always hot and humid during the summer. I'm having a hard time remembering it being as humid for as long as it's been recently, as far back as I can remember. It's been absolutely ridiculous. So getting outside, you can't walk outside. I can't go get something out of my truck and walk back in the house without just being soaking wet. It literally, when you step outside, it hits you in the face, and when you try to breathe, it's just like the air is so thick going into your lungs and hot. You're just, So I say all that as a caveat. In taking this thing out, I have been sweating like a politician in church. Wringing wet. The shoulder straps, the lumbar pad, all have just been absolutely wringing wet when I got done. I've come in, take it off and set it here on the table, go get cleaned up. What I noticed, here's the point I'm getting to, is that within probably an hour or two, it's bone dry. Like the material that they've used on here really dries out fast. It's good stuff. The other thing I wanted to point out, and this is one of the reasons why I like this style pack for my use, with the external frame, you get this gap back in here that's not contacting your body. That little bit of airflow does wonders to help you manage and manipulate heat and that sort of thing. So it dries out fast, airflow in the back, great for hot weather and muggy weather. So I'm trying to think what else I wanted to cover with you guys on this thing. I mean, I sound like I'm gushing over it, and to an extent I am. If you guys only knew how long I have been looking for packs like this and just never got them. And the other packs that I've had were close solutions. They were 80%ers, 75% solutions maybe. But these have just hit that top bar for me, and like angels singing and bells ringing and all that kind of good stuff. The key with any of these packs, as far as like the 3 and the 16 though, it's got the adjustment features built in to the shoulder harness and to the lumbar pad and waist pad. Take the time to put weight in it, put it on, wear it, get out with it and walk with it, and dial in that suspension. You got to get it adjusted to fit you right. You can't just take it out of the box, load it up, and all's well. When you get out, you'll start finding, okay, it's putting a little pressure point here or there. Make some adjustments. You might need to raise the shoulder harness up or down. You might need to move the lumbar pad up or down. Get it so it's hitting on those hips. Get it so it's riding on the shoulders where it's supposed to be. The adjustments are there for a reason, so use them. Especially with as simple as they are. I mean, I've seen some packs, and my wife's go-to pack is like this, that the harness adjustments on it, you just about need to freaking call NASA to figure out how to adjust the thing. But we've got it dialed in for her, and it's got everything that she wants in a pack. Works for her, so that's what we'll go with. This works for me. DG3 works for me. Get it dialed in for you. You'll be good too. What else? Man, I really don't know what else to tell you guys. Like I said, I've chunked weight in it. I've hiked around with it. It handles the weight. I mean, again, like I said, could have did this whole video for you in the first 2 little clips, I suppose, but it's not my style. Just taking an old spare plate carrier I've got with some old steel plates that are just really more for, honestly, I use it for working out, just to be able to throw on and have weight on me. Chunking that in there with a bunch of other stuff, just to put weight in it, and then also to try to start, stressing some of the stitching and attachment points and stuff. It laughed at it. I mean, it really did. There was literally some packs when you put weight in them, and I noticed this, like for example, with when I had a couple of Molly 2 rucks. Molly 2 rucks, when I'd get them loaded down and put them on, you start going, man, you could hear that thing. It would creak, right? It would creak as all the attachment points to the frame moved and stressed and pulled, and as the frame, torqued and twisted. This thing didn't make a sound. There's no noise, no squeaking, no pulling from the webbing, the frame, the shoulder harness, nothing. Which means to me, it's made right and everything fits really good, like it's supposed to carry weight and it not be an issue. So it also keeps you from walking along squeaking like a squeaky wheel, for lack of a better term. All right, I don't know what else to say. Crossfire DG16. If you need a really big rut to put a lot of stuff in and go a long way, and it'll carry more weight than you probably should be carrying physically, Bob's your uncle. Even without the extra pouches that I added on, this thing is just phenomenal. I wish I had made an effort to get these sooner. Hindsight being 25/25. Check them out. Obviously not going to be for everybody, but if it works for you and fits what you're looking for, in my opinion, don't be afraid to pull the trigger. Understand, the Crossfire rucks are not, if you're looking for Gucci svelte Lamborghini, you're gonna hike the Appalachian Trail and want the latest super duper, you know, hiker pack, that ain't it. If you want a pack that's going to give you as much comfort as you can possibly get out of a bomb-proof, heavy, durable, end-of-the-world military pack, that's it. There you go. Alright guys, I hope it helped somebody out. Hope y'all liked it. I'm making sure in my brain there wasn't nothing else, because as you start getting my age, you start forgetting stuff. I don't think there is. As always, once you get your DG ruck from Crossfire, or whatever ruck you want to get, it's worthless to you if you don't load it up and get out and use it. And using it can be as simple as just putting weight in it and walking 2 or 3 miles up and down your neighborhood a couple times a week. That's all it takes. It's really that simple, guys. Put the weight in it and get out there and use it. Take care, stay safe, stay prepared. I'll see you in the next one.